Good morning, y'all. If you haven't, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. So, it's at night, and there are things, or there is a thing that always keeps me up at night. And that is my son and the fact that he has a serious mental illness. Have you all read the book of Mice and Men, or have you seen the movie? I can really relate to the main character, or one of the main characters in that story. Um, I am tired of being in this club. I didn't ask to be in this club, and I'm tired of being in it. And that's the club where families are dealing with someone that has a mental illness. And now I think the situation is potentially even worse than it already was, because I have been avoiding looking at what's going on in Minnesota because it's just so depressing. It's depressing that people are out here just trying to live their lives, going to the grocery store, going to ball games, going to church, and they're being stopped by ICE and questioned and bullied and harassed and beaten up and thrown in some Alcatraz-like place just because they were trying to go to a doctor's appointment. And that being the case, I'm even more worried about what's going to happen to my son later this year if he decides to go off his medication, which he probably will, because that's what people with serious mental health issues tend to do because of the side effects, and because, he says he feels like he's being tranquilized. And my husband, he's battling an illness right now. And among other things, he said he's having trouble sleeping. And so he went to a doctor's appointment, and he mentioned that to the doctor that he was having trouble sleeping. And so the doctor gave him a prescription. When he picked up the prescription, he mentioned it to me, and I was curious because I had gone on a trip to overseas before, and I had trouble sleeping, and I took a sleeping medication. And when I took it, I had never taken it before, anything similar to that before. And so I took it, popped it in my mouth, and I went and got in the shower. And then when I was in the shower, I started stumbling around, and I had to hurry up, get out of the shower. I was stumbling around trying to put my pajamas on. And then I just passed out on the bed. I woke up the next morning. And so I was curious. I asked my husband, I said, "What is that medication?" And he said it was something called olanzapine. And so I know a lot of people with a serious mental illness that take something that sounds very similar to that. And so I looked it up because I was thinking, are these two medications in the same family? And come to find out, both medications are antipsychotic medications. My husband was given olanzapine, and there's another medication. Why can't I think of the name? It starts with a C, clonazepam, that's used for resistant forms of schizophrenia. And they're in the same family. They gave him an antipsychotic medication because he told them that he was having trouble sleeping. Okay, so which kind of brings home the point of the medications that are out here. A lot of them just want to make you sleepy, I guess, so you can sleep your life away. So for this illness, you either are going to be out in the street talking to yourself, doing things that bring attention to yourself, And then if you're a young black man or a black man on top of that, think about the situation that my son and other people like him with this condition are in. And so I asked my husband if he was going to take that, and he was like, oh, heck no, I'm not taking that. And just think about that too, because who knows what Nick Reiner's medication was changed to? It was changed from one antipsychotic medication to another antipsychotic medication. I don't know what either of those medications were. I just know the doctor was giving my husband an psychotic medication because he said that he was having trouble sleeping. So back to Of Mice and Men. I don't want to go into detail about, I don't want to be, what's the word I'm trying to say? I don't want to be dramatic. There's actually a different word that I'm looking for, and I was thinking about it before I did this video. But I don't want to be like overly dramatic, but there are people out here who, when they are no longer a part of this club, sad to say, it's a relief for them, because there are some things out here that are worse or better. How do I want to phrase this? Let me think. Having a serious mental illness and not being able to get any help for it at all is worse than other options. Of Mice and Men. Of Mice and Men. And that's how desperate and dire the situations these families are in. I'm tired of waking up in the middle of the night thinking about this. I'm tired of dreading what's going to happen this fall when my son goes off medication. I don't want to be back in this chaos. I don't want to be wondering where he is, what he's doing. Is he going to get hurt? Is he going to hurt somebody? If he's in jail, I don't want to be waking up thinking what's going on with him while he's in jail. What if he gets shot by the police? I'm tired of waking up thinking about this. And there's no way out, there's no help. Not for the ill person and not for their family members.